Hello everyone and welcome along to the OWC Championship here on F1 2018. Welcome to Shanghai, welcome to China for the 11th round of this championship. We are here at the glorious Chinese Grand Prix. The sun is out and we'll be seeing some dry weather for today's 18-minute qualifying session with 10 drivers in anticipation for this race. On board with Lazzaro as he comes through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3, getting very fishtaily on the exit as he now climbs up towards the turn 6 hairpin, where we might be seeing some overtakes done today. It's not a very good line through there for Lazzaro. Anyway, he continues with his lap round turn 7, swooping left-hander. You need bolts of steel to take that flat out. And now through to left-handers of 9 and 10. Don't want to run too wide on exit, and that's exactly what Lazzaro's done there. Now braking into turn 11. Okay, and now turn 12. And now the really tricky turn 13 as you begin the 1 kilometer back straight here in Shanghai. DRS open now. Lazzaro, he goes extremely wide on the exit of the final turn. Crosses the line with a 132.7, but hopefully, yep, Comanzo overtakes him. And Zerareb also puts himself in second place ahead of Lazzaro. But Lazzaro on the medium compound tyres, as is Comanzo. And off AOR and WWRL basis, the two leagues I other commentate on, the Ultra Soft tyres is not a tyre you probably want to be on for the start of the race, but Jan wants to do it, so that Jan's doing it. Otherwise, you're going to have to do a two-stop strategy, which may hamper your race. So, the medium tyres, I thought it would have been the soft tyres to qualify on, but no. The medium tyres is the favourable one. Interesting. Lazzaro puts himself on pole position with a 131.1. Jan Vozica is now on pole. So, after he got dislodged by Lazzaro a few seconds earlier, Jan reclaims that pole position. Into the final corner goes Comanzo. He goes very wide indeed. All towards the line now, he puts himself third place on the grid. Lazzaro's next across the line. I say across the line, he's actually hit the barriers in dramatic style there. ZR is the next one to cross the line, I think. Oh, towards the line now. Doesn't improve. What about Jan Vozica? He comes across the final corner onto the AstroTurf, crossing the line, goes even quicker. 130.1 for Jan Vozica. He takes pole position. Can Mantis do anything about him? He's on the old soft tyres as well, so maybe, just maybe. But anyway, up towards the line now. Mantis crosses it, and he's only second fastest. Panda Cruiser is the last one to cross the line. If he's still on a lap, it looks like he probably is. Braking into turn 14. And accelerating up towards the final corner. And he actually dives it into the pit instead. So there's your grid then. Jan Vozica ahead of Mantis, Lazzaro and Comanzo make up the second row with Beaker, Zaraneb, Panda Cruiser, Xanax, Math, a Lethal Bicycle and Justin rounding out your grid. Here we go then, the Chinese Grand Prix is upon us, as are the red lights, but they're out, and we are racing in Shanghai. Look at the wheels being produced from all the drivers, but Mantis leads into turn 1, Lazzaro is side by side with him. Jan doesn't get the best stop, but Lazzaro does a switch back, and he takes the lead ahead of Mantis. Comanzo on the inside as well, turns to the outside for turn 2, as they all thread their way through the first 3 corners. Jan getting out of shape on the exit of turn 3. But they head towards the turn 6 hairpin. Is Comanzo going to dive it down the inside? He thinks better of it as Jan tries to find a room round the outside. Mantis can't quite make it stick. But are they going to go side by side through turn 7? Yes, they are. Jan just about squeezing ahead of the Haas. So it's Lazzaro ahead of Jan, ahead of Mantis, ahead of Kumanso. Making up the top 4 with Beaker in 5th, ahead of Zarab. As everyone, a few guys going wide on the exit of turn 10. Pounder Cruiser in 7th place. Behind him is a Lethal Bicycle in 8th. With Justin in 9th and Nax not having the best start in 10th. Oh, that's him going very wide on the exit of turn 13 there. Anyone going to go for a move in the hairpin? Kamanto's close. I think he's not close enough there. That's Justin. We're going to move. No, he's not. Jan Vodka is gaining on the back straight on lap 2. He's going to pull out to the inside. Lazzaro can't really defend that much. Jan goes into the braking zone, locks up exceptionally. It runs very deep indeed. And I can invite Mantis to get past him. They're going side by side into the final corner. Jan is the inside line, but Mantis goes clean round the outside and takes second place. They're still going side by side. Hammer and Tong, the Haas and the Sauber as they go into turn 1 now. The Haas with the inside line. Jan swoops round the outside of the Haas. And the Haas tries to mount another challenge on him. Here comes Kamanso though. Kamanso's going to skip down the inside of the Haas. Can he make it stick? Not just yet, but they're going to rise for the crest. Into turn 6, Kamanso's going to send up the inside of Mantis. And he just about makes it stick. They're still going side by side. Oh no, they're not! They're going to make contact! And that's a huge collision there. Mantis and Kamanso both spinning out, both reversing onto the track. That is a big, big shame for both drivers, as their hopes of possibly getting a podium are dashed. Will Beaker and Jan Vosika are going side by side. Can we get a better angle than that? Yes, we can. Jan is unfortunately passed by the Toro Rosso. So it's Lazzaro in the lead, ahead of Beaker, ahead of Jan Vosika, ahead of Matthew, who's made his way up into 4th place on those medium tyres. Lazzaro comes into the pits, as does Jan Vosika. Those ultra soft tyres are crying enough, and both have filed into the pits to put on a set of soft tyres. Yep. But this Mantis Zerab is just come out the pits. Mantis is going to go down the inside of the Mercedes. Mercedes can't put up too much of a fight on those really cold soft tyres, and through goes the Haas into 7th place. Oh, Mantis is out. What has happened to the Haas driver? It's collided with the barriers exactly pretty much the same point where himself and the man I'm running on board with right now, Kamanso, got into contact. Jan Vosika getting down that back straight, and he's going to try and go for it on Lazzaro. Not just yet. Lazzaro covers him off for the time being, but now Jan in the slipstream down the main straight. Could he mount a challenge going into turn 1? You can see how close he's getting on that Mercedes. Sure, he's going to try and pull off a move. Lazzaro defends to the inside. Jan will have to go round the long way round turn 1 or turn to the inside of turn 2, but he's not far enough ahead. It's a bit out of shape on the exit of turn 2, and now down towards the hairpin. He's a bit too far back. Surely this time he's going to have a better chance, as he pulls to the inside. Lazzaro defended, but not enough for Jan's liking, and he goes down the inside on turn 14, and he makes the move stick. Does Jan up into 5th place? Look how close they're getting to Justin, who doesn't peel into the pit, so they're both going to have to get past. No, he's not a back marker, but he's definitely slower than these two. Jan will probably pull out to the inside. Very late move from the Sauber, but he gets past Justin, as does Lazzaro as well. Justin scoots to the inside, but Lazzaro's the inside for turn 2, and Lazzaro gets up into 4th place, as Justin probably won't flag as Beaker exits the pit in 6th place. He was leading, he's down to 6th, but you know, remember, he doesn't have to pit. You know, everyone in front of him has to pit at least one more time. Oh, Beaker is side by side with Justin down towards turn 11. Can't quite make the move stick just yet. They just go into contact a little bit there, but no harm done as they go onto the back straight. Beaker should surely dispatch off the Force India with those one tyres. Down the straight we go, and he's already passed. You can see in the mirrors of the Toro Rosso, Force India is fully behind him, and he moves himself up into 5th place. Look at this 3-car train for 2nd place. Panda Cruz ahead of Jan, just ahead of Lazzaro. Jan has been under pressure constantly from Lazzaro, and they both caught up to Panda Cruiser. Sven is going to dive into pits probably very soon indeed, but probably after he's been overtaken by these 2 cars, as Jan tucks into the slipstream of the Renault. DRS open, and he gets past before the braking zone. Can Lazzaro follow suit? Yes, he can. Sven knows his battles, and his battle is not with these drivers, but these drivers are definitely going into battle. Lazzaro is so close behind Jan. Surely he's going to try and move down the main straight. DRS open for his liking. Panda Cruiser dives into the pits. Lazzaro's going to go down the inside into turn 1. Oh, they come very close to contact, but somehow they don't touch. I don't know how, but Lazzaro just about squeezes ahead of the Sauber. And through they go towards turn 4, 5 and 6. Will Jan try and fight back? Yes, he will. He's diving it down the inside into turn 6. It goes a bit wide. There's a bit of ghosting, but Lazzaro gets back past the Sauber after an unsuccessful dive bomb. Lazzaro leads Jan for the time being. Jan's going to try again down the back straight. He pulls out to the inside, and he gets past Lazzaro. Lazzaro will fight him back. They're still side by side. Into the final corner we go. Lazzaro just a switchback move once again. And Lazzaro has been overtaken by Jan, but maybe he'll try and go round the outside into turn 1. It'll turn to the inside as he tries. He desperately tries to get past Jan, leaves in racing room. Good car control for both of them. Jan switches to the inside. Lazzaro switches to the inside. They're still going side by side. Lazzaro needing to get back past Jan. He's going to have to go the long way around turn 6. Can he do it? Oh, it's very close. Both getting a bit tail happy on the exit. Jan stays ahead of the Mercedes. Lazzaro is going to go again. And look at Beaker in the background, seeing this battle unfold. And Lazzaro goes round the outside, turns the inside for turn 2. This is great battling between both drivers. Jan goes for the switchback as Lazzaro goes a bit wide into turn 3. It's still wheel to wheel, thrilling stuff between the Mercedes and the Sauber. The Sauber has the outside line for turn 6. He'll try and hang it around the outside, and he's thinking he's done it, managed to do it. It's the inside for Jan Bostica into turn 7. Jan is still ahead of the Mercedes as Beaker is right on the tail now of both of these drivers on fresher tyres. Oh, that's Lazzaro going down the inside. There's wheel to wheel once again. Jan having to go off a little bit as they're going side by side. Beaker has gone bull with him as we see this battle unfold. There's a bit of contact. Lazzaro still ahead of Jan as he now go right-handed into turn 13. Now onto the back straight. Jan's gone deep, but he still manages to keep it on the circuit. Here we go then. Is Jan going to challenge Lazzaro? Yes, he is. Here comes Beaker as well. It could be 2 overtakes in 1 for Beaker. Is he going to send down the inside? Yes, he is. Jan needs him just enough room to skip down the inside, but Jan is in 2nd place. Beaker is ahead of Lazzaro. No, Lazzaro is going to keep it down the inside. Into the final corner we go now. Lazzaro into 3rd place. Beaker unsuccessful trying to get past both drivers. It remains Jan, Lazzaro, Beaker. Oh, that's very close to the rear left tyre of Lazzaro and the front wing of Beaker, but Lazzaro's going to try again. And he's going to try around the outside. No, he switched to the inside for turn 6. A bit of body stuff there. Jan getting squeezed out there. Beaker takes 3rd place ahead of Jan. Lazzaro, that wasn't executed to probably what he would have liked to do. He tried to go the outside, then to the inside, as Jan is now pressurising the Toro Rosso. This battle is still going. This bicycle is still in 1st place, just like cruising about, and he should probably dart into the pits very soon indeed. Oh, Jan gets out of shape on the exit of turn 13. I think those soft tyres are crying enough now, as Beaker is looking likely to challenge Lazzaro into the braking zone of turn 14. He's got DRS, and Lazzaro probably isn't putting up too much of a fight because his main priority is to keep Jan behind, and he's just about managed to do that bit of contact there between the Mercedes and the Sauber, not for the first time in this race. Lazzaro doesn't pit, Jan does pit. So he's going to try the undercut on Lazzaro, as Lazzaro is still putting pressure on the Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso just about stays ahead. Can Lazzaro challenge him once again? No, I think his tyres have had enough. And he probably would be wise to dart into the pits on this level, especially when Jan is coming out of the pits right now. He's going to come out just ahead of Panda Cruiser, so he's got clear air to get those tyres up to temperature and to try the undercut and get past Lazzaro. Into the pits comes Lazzaro. So I was right. He is darting into the pits. Let's go on board with Jan Vosika as he comes down towards turn 14. Look how much he's fighting in the car to try and maximise his lap time, maximise the speed down this DRS straight to try and get past Lazzaro, who is going to come out any second now. There he is, Jan is ahead. The undercut has worked for Sauber. They are ahead of Lazzaro. Places have been swapped. Lazzaro on those fresher tyres by 1 lap will try and put pressure on Jan Vosika once again for effective 3rd place, as Comanzo is still yet to pit. Or into the pit comes Elite Bicycle. Those medium tyres done 18 laps. He'll put on a fresh set of soft tyres that will last into the end of the race. Crucially, he'll be behind Beaker by a few seconds and possibly behind that's Exanix. But Alex Bicycle comes out of the pits right now, and he'll try and go as quickly as possible. The gap is 5.866 seconds. Maybe that's 6 seconds. 2 from 1st to 2nd. Well, that Sarah's been clawing time off Jan Vosika, and he's gonna try once again to get past the Sauber. This battle has been commencing for a long time now, and it's still not over. This will go right to the checker, I assume, as Jan goes wide at turn 2, and that'll find Lazzaro to skip down the inside. It's still side by side, wheel to wheel, great stop between both drivers. Lazzaro having to go the long way around. Turn 6, the contact between the front right tyre of the Mercedes and the rear left tyre of the Sauber. Lazzaro is still darting his way through turn 7 and 8. Jan just about staying ahead for the time being. But he's got the tighter line through turn 9. Lazzaro is right on the tail. We've got a great overhead shot of these two as they commence their ongoing battle. Lazzaro much later on the brakes into turn 11. As you see them go right-handed into turn 13. Lazzaro goes a bit wide. That's not going to help him, but I think he's okay to challenge Sauber once again down the DRS straight. He's got much more speed without rear flap open compared to the Sauber, dives it down the inside, and that is third place for the Mercedes. Can he? Yes, he can. Sauber can fight back indeed. He's going to have the inside for the final turn. Gets past Lazzaro, getting a bit out of shape on the exit. They are still going here. The Mercedes pulls out to the inside once again, and he gets past him. Jan's going to try it down the inside once again. Lazzaro has the inside for turn 2. Sauber tries to fight back, and Lazzaro is in third place. For how much longer? Because Jan's going to try it down the inside once again. Oh, here comes Lazzaro. Lazzaro's ahead. Here we go then. Battle you thought was over. No chance. Jan Vosika gets past Lazzaro before the braking zone. Will Lazzaro fight back? I can see in the rear mirrors. Not quite. Jan is back up into third place, but based off the history of this battle, I don't suspect that that will be his for much longer. As here comes Lazzaro. Back for more. Gonna try and dart round the outside. He'll now switch to the inside for turn 2, which will be the outside. For turn 3, locks with his brakes, and he goes to the switchback move. Jan just about sticking ahead of him. Oh, getting a bit out of shape there on the exit, as Jan goes extremely defensive to the inside of turn 6. Lazzaro goes to the switchback move. Not quite far enough to go side by side with him once again through turn 7. Jan is just about ahead. As look at this. It's a battle for first place here. Beaker in first, but Matthew is in second place and within touching distance. If that Toro Rosso puts a foot wrong, a bit too far behind on this occasion compared to these two coming through turn 11. Lazzaro pulls the inside of turn 14, breaks into the corner, locks up for good measure. He's into the podium positions once again, but guess what? Jan is still right there, and Lazzaro is going to have to look behind him and try and defend from Jan. Goes to the inside. So Jan liking to go around the outside. It's worked for him before, and it's worked once again for the Sauber. They're still going wheel to wheel. No course to give him between both drivers, but Jan just about gets ahead of the Mercedes as they now go through towards turn 6. Jan going defensive once again just to cover off the Mercedes. Any potential attack is alleviated just about now, as Jan is still a few meters, not even a car length and a half ahead of Lazzaro, but he is still ahead of him. Here we go. We could be seeing. Here we go. We could be seeing a move for first place. Beaker. Oh no, I've gone on to the wrong guy. Beaker tries to defend. He goes around the outside of Matthew, but a lethal bicycle gets into the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. No, he doesn't, because Beaker's going to fight this one back. Down the inside he goes. The Toro Rosso defends his place on Luke's bicycle. Luke's bicycle is going to send up the inside once again. Into turn 1 we head now, and he gets past the Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso unable to put as much fight as here. Comes Jan and Lazzaro. They're still battling. Jan goes wide on the exit. They're going to have to catch. They're catching up now to the McLaren in 9th place. He's going to have to get out of the way, but these two are still battling on lap 25 of 28 of the Chinese Grand Prix. Lazzaro forces Jan to take a very acute angle through turn 2, and through they come into shot, and Lazzaro is ahead. But for how much longer? Because Jan might send up the inside. No, he's fancying himself to go round the outside. They can't quite make it stick. It's just in fast into the pits. McLaren is going to get out of the way very soon indeed, I hope. Yes, it is. Oh, very close between himself and Jan. As they're still going for it, these two. Hats off to them for keeping it clean. Hopefully they will keep it clean until the checkered flag comes out in just over 3 laps time. Jan will have DRS on the back straight to probably get past Lazzaro once again. As here we go then. DRS wide open for Sauber. Lazzaro goes to the inside. That's a bit of a late move. But Jan is able to go down the inside. Lazzaro breaks a little bit later. Damian will have a better line through the corner. And will try and fight back once again. At the inside for the final corner. So Lazzaro just about gets ahead of Jan once again. They're side by side. Going down towards turn 1. Jan with a DRS for his usage into turn 1. They're sweeping around the right-hander. Jan just about getting ahead into turn 2. Lazzaro forced to the outside. In turn 3 we go now, and Jan is ahead. But once again, I'm sure he's going to try and defend the turn 6 hairpin as much as he can, because Lazzaro will try and fight him back with yellow flags somewhere in sector 2. I don't know who it's for. Oh, dear me. It is for Xenax. That is turn 6, where he's come a cropper. He's not out of the race just yet, but I think he's pretty much done. I think he might have just lost it out of on traction. Slammed into the wall there. Very unusual to see cars off there. But he's down in 9th place. A minute and 10 seconds off the lead. He's been lapped. No, not even off the lead. Off 8th place. Zayareb. But these two are still going for it for the final podium place. Lap 26 has started, and Lazzaro sending up the inside. Very late dive bomb from the Mercedes. He can't quite make it the move stick though. Jan still ahead. Oh, there he goes, Lazzaro. Doing the switchback move into turn 2. Jan staying ahead. Lazzaro took him behind the Sauber as they head down towards turn 6. Jan again going extremely defensive to the inside. Lazzaro tries a cutback move once again. Can't make it stick. Oh, Lazzaro's off into turn 1. There's Camanzo, who's had a pretty quiet race, but this last lap might not be so quiet. He's going to get past Lazzaro. And up into 4th place goes McLaren. Will Lazzaro fight him back? No, he won't. So another place lost for Mercedes. Camanzo's a bit too far back from Jan. Lazzaro lost a lot of time there in that half spin at turn 1. But Jan pretty much asserted his place on 3rd place. A man who's definitely asserted his place on the top step of the podium is a lethal bicycle. Starting from the back of the grid, starting on medium tyres, the strategy here in China has worked a treat for himself and Ferrari. And he's going to take the checkered flag and win the Chinese Grand Prix. Beaker comes home to take the runners-up spot after the one-stop strategy also working in his favour. Jan is going to come home to take 3rd place for himself. A great battle between him and Lazzaro. Hard off to both of them. Jan comes out the victor out of that and takes the final podium position. Camanzo in 4th. Lazzaro comes home in 5th. Panda Cruiser will round out the top 6. Has he run out of fuel? I think he's just taking his time because he's got 38 seconds to Justin in P6, so there's no point. Okay, he's going very slowly across the line. He's not even crossed the line yet. There we go now. Sven finishes in 6th. Justin will come home in 7th. He's already weaving. Pretty timid race for himself, not having too much to deal with, as well as Arab and Nax still yet to pit after that damage sustained. But anyway, Justin comes across the line now and takes 7th place, slams into the wall on the pit exit and nearly drawing Lazzaro, taking an early shower there. Arab crosses the line in 8th place, and Nax will complete your top 10 as Mantis did not finish. As she said, Arab slamming into the back of Justin. There we go then. That is it then for the 2018 Chinese Grand Prix here in OWC. I hope you enjoyed that race as much as I enjoyed commentating it. And we'll see you for round 12 in a week's time. Catch you then.